My new apartment came with a very particular, very quiet, and surprisingly helpful ghost. Part 2. The first time I knew for sure it wasn't me, or a person, was when I was cooking. I was making pasta, and I realized I'd forgotten to get the strainer from the cupboard above the stove. I turned my back for literally 2 seconds to grab a spoon, and when I turned back, the colander was sitting on the counter, right next to the boiling pot. It definitely wasn't there before, and it was slightly damp, like it had just been rinsed. I froze. My heart was pounding. I slowly looked around the empty kitchen. "Hello?" I whispered. Nothing. After that, I started testing. I'd forget to put away the milk, and find it in the fridge later. I'd leave a stack of mail on the table, and it would be neatly piled on the bookshelf. It was always helpful things. Never malicious, never scary. Just tidying. I've come to the conclusion that my apartment has a ghost, and this ghost is less boo and more bless your heart. You left the stove on. I've started calling them Martha, because they remind me of a very particular, slightly judgmental, but ultimately well-meaning aunt. Sometimes, if I'm really struggling with something like finding a specific document, I'll audibly say, "Martha, if you could just give me a hint where that tax form is, I'd really appreciate it." And sometimes, just sometimes, I'll find it sitting prominently on my desk. A few minutes later, it's completely mind-fucking to live with an invisible, helpful entity. I don't know who they were, or why they're still here, or why they care so much about my organizational habits. But honestly, Martha's a pretty great roommate. The only downside is I can't split the rent.